Hello people. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm gonna call the Assetto Corsa time trial. Well, the trial of time, which is my ultimate test, if you wanna say that, or hot lap challenge, to see how cars can pace up in this game. Now, you might be wondering, what is the point of it? Well, Assetto Corsa is known as basically the best sim racer um, you can get. Obviously, you have the likes of R Factor or uh, iRacing, but they are mainly for race cars. Track only cars, not any road legal cars. But in Assetto Corsa, you obviously have cars such as this, which are road legal. Now, I've had to do extensive hours of research and stuff to prep this my game, my Assetto Corsa. So I've gone around and downloaded around 400 cars altogether to make this happen. But that is all obviously 400 modded cars and about 100 cars from Assetto Corsa, which totals at I think 550 cars, 556 cars that I will be racing around the exact same track to see how they all perform. Now obviously I'm not the quickest on this game or any game. I'm not the best sim racer, but I think I can set a pretty decent benchmark. Which of course, if you guys would like to, you can take these cars if you know how to get access to them, and do some laps yourself and see how fast time you can set. Now obviously I can probably get around a second to 2 seconds on every single car. I'm not going to sit here for hours on end with every single car to perfect my lap times, because that would take too long. And I'm also going to run you down through my way of testing these cars. So we have, let's see here, we have exactly 289 production cars. That's anywhere from A to Z. But so I tried getting obviously as many cars as I could in this, but it's quite limited due to the fact that Assetto Corsa has a massive modding community, but not everything is pitch perfect. So I had to look through thousands of car mods and select what I thought would be best suitable for this and what cars would have the most realistic figures or power, weight and anything else. And we do have some cases such as this Audi R8, which is the V8 model. This car came from factory with 420 horsepower, but for some reason the mod shows it with 495. Now this is an easy fix, and I'll show you how. You've got ballast if you want to add weight to your car, which you might have to do some for some cars, but restrictor, this is where I can basically play around with how much power my car has. So it starts at 495. I basically have to reduce that to 420, which is I guess somewhere around 85. You know what I mean. I'll just do the maths and figure it out as I go. But that will make things more balanced and more realistic. And then we have our track selection here, which I will be racing at VIR South Course. Now this is I think this is the most suitable circuit I can find, because as you can see, it's got a nice straight, it's got some bends, some S's here. It's not a very long track, so it wouldn't take loads of time for me to get the car around it. It's easy to learn. At the time of recording this, I've done a couple laps already, and so I kind of know my way around it. and I think it's a good benchmark for most cars. It doesn't punish any car too much, um, whether it's slow or fast, or road legal or track orientated. But in a minute, I'm going to show you what setup we're going to run on the cars. But yeah, talking about the track, we're just gonna, for every single race, we're just gonna have the ideal conditions on, which is, you know, your clear weather, optimum track temperature, or wearing, I guess. Yeah, track temperature will be 26, which is optimal, and no wind. That's to eliminate any imbalances between any cars or stuff like that. And yeah, that is basically the rundown of our setup. Now, going into the game, this is how my cars are going to be set up. So obviously I'm not really going to mess with the gears, there's not much to do there. Tires, not going to mess with it, going to leave them as factory standard. Fuel is the one thing I will mess with though, and that is because obviously every car I'll need a bit of fuel to get through the laps, to get some good laps in. But I'm going to have anywhere between 10 and 20 liters of fuel for every car. That's to keep them quite close. I'm not going to fill up every tank, that's ridiculous, and it's probably going to lose me a certain amount of time. But yeah, every car is basically going to have between 10 and 20 liters of fuel. And then electronics is the other thing. So that is obviously your traction control and ABS. And some cars, I think, might have a possibility of coming with stability control. But obviously, like anything, if the car comes with it from factory, then I'll keep them on. If they don't, especially older cars, then I won't be having them, obviously. But aero, alignment, and any other stuff I'm not going to mess with to keep it all balanced. So cars basically going to be running on a factory setup, which is going to make for a standard lap time. Obviously this will be different from the race cars, which I'll make a separate video on after posting all of the production cars. But yeah, that is basically it for these.